Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 113 of the Journey's anime titled Last Mission. Get Regieleki and Regidrago just dropped, and this is the final Project Mew mission for Goh to be a chaser for Project Mew. Will he be able to pull this off? Let's find out. Just like in the last trial, Goh is going to the final project by himself. This episode begins with Quillen successfully battling and capturing a Registeel. It's fun to see a legendary versus legendary battle. We don't get to see that often. As far as the project itself, it's a project to capture Regieleki and Regidrago. When Goh arrives at the Crown Tundra, he finds Gary there too. They can't get in as they don't have what the writing in the front says, which is basically to have all three Reggies. Luckily, Quillen does, and when he brings out the three Reggies, it opens the door to the ruins. He also tells them that they can only use 2 Pokemon each for this mission. While heading their way up the ruins, Gary asks Goh why he's trying to meet Mew, and Goh reaffirms his belief of wanting to learn more about Pokemon and wanting to re-meet Mew since he's already met it once. Gary says that he's also similar because he's researching all Pokemon and Mew is an important part of that. Let's talk about the ruins themselves. Unlike in the game where you can only get one of the other, here by jumping on the circles on the floor at the same time on both sides, they're able to get both Pokemon out. However, before they're able to step on the final circle, they're stopped by Ischool Crash. It's once again Lyla and Chanya from the previous trial mission. They're also trying to capture Regieleki and Regidrago, so in order to see who should be allowed to capture it, Goh and Gary decide to team up and battle them in on one-on-one where they're only using one Pokemon so that they have another Pokemon for the battle against the Reggies. The battle here is pretty short, but it shows how much of a leader Gary has become. Goh still has a tendency to do a lot of stuff solo, however, with the help of Blastoise and really working together this time with Gary, they're able to defeat Chanya and Lyla's Runerigress and Sandaconda. Lyla doesn't mind it as much though, however, because if Gary and Goh fail, they'll have the next crack at the Reggies. Plus, the Reggies will be weaker. So after the battle, they both get ready and prepare to battle against the Reggies. After stepping on the final circle, the 2 Reggies burst out of the statues after the puzzle has been solved. It's a pretty tough battle for them. Even with a type advantage each, Gary having a Hatterene and Goh having a Flygon, the 2 Reggies work together in sync to swap targets and KO their first set of Pokemon quickly. So once again, Gary and Goh have to work together, and now they have to bring out their only left Pokemon, Cinderace and Blastoise. And similar to last time, Goh trusts Gary's battle calls and jumps in, allowing eventually a Blaze Kick from Blastoise's back, who's riding a Twister while using Rapid Spin, to send both Regieleki flying from a Blaze Kick and Regidrago flying from a Rapid Spin. That then allows them to capture it, and they are successful. Once outside, they see both Quillen and Danico there waiting. They call out all the Reggies, and that's when all of a sudden a light comes from behind the mountain. More specifically, a Raiden light where they see a massive Gigas who's Dynamax. However, after a while, it just disappears and they're left clueless to what happened. Afterwards, everyone from Project Mew gets a call from Professor Amaranth. There, he names the 3 people who are going to be chasers: Gary, Horace, and as we see Ash at the end of the day with all of his Pokemons tired after training, and he gets a call, we find out, yes, Goh. And that is the end of the episode. A battling episode for Project Mew is always good to see. Unlike the last time, the battle animation here got some real time and looked pretty good. However, the most important part of this episode is just the development of the rivalry between Goh and Gary. It seems that after their failed Articuno raid, Goh took that extremely hard, so in the past 2 trial missions, he's been a much better teammate. And as I talked about then, while the whole teammate aspect of it started off shaky in that Articuno episode due to the fact that Goh's never had that trait prior of being a bad teammate before, it has organically become a great story element in this case the closer we get to Goh being a chaser. It was also fun to see the return of Lyla and Chanya. They have cool designs, so it would have been a waste to see them only be used once. And here, they also get a bit of development as they help out our heroes in the middle of battle and cheer them on. And in my opinion, this is what Project Mew should have always been. It never made sense to me how much Ash is helping Goh out on a mission where Goh is supposed to be a part of a team that Ash was never going to be involved with. I don't think the writers originally knew where they were going with the story, and for the longest time. It's only recently it looks like they figured out what they wanted to do here, and giving Goh a rivalry as well as a friendship with Gary makes it feel a lot more complete. But don't get it twisted, the story still isn't complete yet, as the narrator tells us. However, now the story actually feels like it's going somewhere, and for the longest time that wasn't the case. We just got missions after missions. Also, we got to see Ash training. Well, we didn't get to see any of Ash's actual training, but at least we got to see the aftermath. Remember, that was one of my early complaints for the series, and they hadn't addressed this for the longest time. It finally seems like the writers are beginning to bring this back, which seems weird because this was such a cornerstone of Sun and Moon. So I don't know why this disappeared, but whatever, I'll take it nonetheless. Overall, this is a fun episode. Goh gets to capture another legendary, and so does Gary. This, by the way, means, fun fact, Goh has captured the same amount of legendaries as Ash in 1/8 of the time. And now the story can progress a bit more with Project Mew officially starting and Goh officially being a chaser. Hopefully this means that we'll get to see at least some progress towards what the end goal is, or maybe this will be the way they write off Goh for the next series. I'm not really sure yet. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Overall though, I'd say this is a great ball episode. The next episode looks pretty interesting. Paul is back in Professor Oak's ranch, and so is Ash. Why is Paul there? Why are they battling? I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. But anyways, that is it from our review of episode 113 of the Journeys anime. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. You can follow me on Twitter at TheRealPDGaming, and that is it. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.